one thing.
Okay, how about the Donetsk region?
Non-informed.
Okay, again, this is like very basic
Inform me then.
Ukrainian.
Inform me then.
No, again, I'm not going to spend time educating on stuff that you can find at ChatGPT. Here's the point, okay? Here's the critical point, okay? Which is that this is now a question over geography. And so I'm not going to dialogue with you on it if you don't even know the main towns that are in question.
So do you think all the U.S. You're just talking about old territories owned by the USSR? Like, that's just what we're talking about.
No, that's currently Russian-controlled land because of the war. The question is, should they keep it or not? That is what's being negotiated.
Yeah, but I'm arguing if they're invading more. I'm not arguing for keeping any land. I'm arguing for if they should continue to invade more land and what's keeping them from invading more land, which you won't answer.
Yeah, okay, again, the minerals deal, part of it is a security agreement. Number two, we should actually have a warmer relationship with Russia, which would prevent Russian expansion throughout Ukraine.
Pussies, yes.
Well, okay, again, it's easy for you to say that. Do you think it was wrong for us to work with Russia to defeat the Nazis?
No, because Russia, it wasn't as... Bro, Russia...
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back on a new video. Today, we're going to check it out. Know it all has major attitude as Charlie wrecks his arguments. I call Charlie kick because he loves kicking us. Let's get right into today's video, guys.
That's a Dennis Rodman shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, it's tough, huh? I've been trying to talk to you for years, man. It's crazy. You know Destiny, right? You have to, right?
Know of him, yeah.
Oh, bro, debate him, please. But I'm the second best thing. Okay. So I think I'm going to start. That pulling out of Ukraine, do you think it ruined America's reputation around the world? I think so, so I want to hear your opinion on it, then we can chat about it.
What do you mean by pulling out of Ukraine? What do you mean by that?
We basically pulled out the funding for Ukraine, America, Trump.
Yeah, I mean, we've frozen it, but we're also brokering peace, which I think would improve America's standing around the world for sure. We need to end this war, end the slaughter of all the people between the Russian and
we
Ukraine.
need to end it the right way. Ending war isn't always the best thing, in my opinion. You need to end it the right way.
And what would that mean? Millions of more people dead?
No, it would actually mean fighting off Russia with economically. We need to add more sanctions. Sanctions is number one. Sanctions will kill Russia.
You know Trump
off.
did that last week, right?
Yeah, that's right. No, whoa. Everything Trump does is not a bad thing. I need everybody here to know that. Everything Trump does is not a bad thing.
No,
Trump
we agree.
does some good things.
A lot
of bad things. So America has went down the tank economically, too. I hate to switch topics like this, but economic, yeah, I know.
So we're off Ukraine, or we're on
let's
economics?
We're going to stay with Ukraine. We're going to stay with Ukraine. So we promised Ukraine that we would stay in there if we took their nukes away, right? We're going to take your nukes away, and then we're going to help you. So
I mean,
do you agree that we made a promise with Ukraine to continue to defend them? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, Biden did, of course, but the question is at what cost and what expense, and how much money have we spent on the Ukrainian war?
I'll answer that right after I do this. Actually, I'll answer first. How much money have we spent? A ton. I agree. It's so actually
300 billion.
And most of that, you know where most of that is from? Old military weaponry. We take our old military weapons, since we haven't been a war for like for forever. We just have old military weaponry sitting around. We have old military weaponry sitting around. We have old military weaponry sitting around. So we ship it to Ukraine so we don't have to pay it.
First of all, that's not true. We spent down our reserves.
Dude.
We gave them new F-35s. We gave them new ballistic missiles. We gave them new Tomahawk missiles. We gave them new Javelin missiles. The Javelin is not antiquated technology. And not to mention that our own reserves and our own capacity to fill our armaments has now been depleted because of Ukraine. Do you know we've also written checks
to jump right there?
I'm sorry, what?
We're going to jump? Because most of the allocated funds
I'm going to keep going. We also put money straight into
I got to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
Straight into their pension system.
I got to cut you off, man, because you just said a bunch
straight
of stuff, and I got to respond to it. So most of the funds that are allocated to Ukraine are old weaponry. That is a fact. That is absolutely a fact. I'm surprised you didn't know that, but you can't just...
Again, it's just not true. So we are funding their pension system.
Look it up.
We are funding their entire government. The entire Ukrainian government is supported by wire transfers done from the Western
UN
world.
And US, I agree.
Not to mention the missiles that they are actually firing are not, quote, outdated. They're ones that we should actually be able to use against the cartels.
No, I agree with that, because we are developing...
I don't want to spend too much time on this because...
Really? This is super important. This is the biggest political aspect ever, because we're losing foreign trust. We're losing foreign trust. You don't think so?
No, again, of course not. What does peace look like in Ukraine? Tell me the exact latitude and longitude that will make you happy. And is Crimea Russia's or Ukraine's?
I don't care about Crimea. It can be Russia's or Ukraine's.
That's the most important part of the entire war, man.
This
That's
is my
literally the
this
last
is my,
point of negotiation.
You want my opinion? This is my opinion. I totally agree. Way too many deaths have happened in Ukraine. I understand the other perspective that that millions of people died in Ukraine, and we want that to stop any way possible. But this way that we're doing it is not correct. If we're allowing Russia to just take the land and just take the land and have no repercussions, what's stopping them from doing it again? Nothing. Nothing stopping them from doing it again. We need precautions. They already broke 3 agreements so far. Please tell me what's going to stop Russia from just doing it again. What's going to stop them?
Again, so first of all, you come from the wrong premise.
Get a load of this.
You come from the incorrect premise, as if that we are not currently being tough on Russia, and that we're not currently being tough on them.
Bro, we're slopping on them right now. What are
And
you talking about? Trump is
we have
slopping on that
sanctions,
shit, bro.
we have
Oh, I'm
tariffs.
sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but again, I just want to be very perfectly clear, which is we've spent $250 to $300 billion here. You say you don't care about Crimea, and so if you don't care
You're going
about
to harp on that point?
yeah, it's okay. Do you care about the Donbass?
Yeah, I care about.
Okay, so what
I
part
care
of the,
about it,
so
but that's
name-
not my
do-
argument.
Do you care about Mariupol? Do you think Mariupol is Russia or Ukraine's?
Not informed on Mariupol.
Okay, then this is not even a discussion we're
It's
having.
not a
then.
discussion
No,
because I
if you
can't
don't-
be
it's-
informed on one thing.
Okay, how about the Donetsk region?
Not informed.
Okay, again, this is like very basic
Inform me then.
Ukrainian.
Inform me then.
No, again, I'm not going to spend time educating on stuff that you can find at ChatGPT. Here's the point, okay? Here's the critical point, okay? Which is that this is now a question over geography. And so I'm not going to dialogue with you on it if you don't even know the main towns that
so
are in
do you
question.
think all the U.S. You're just talking about old territories owned by the USSR? Like that's just what we're talking
no,
about.
that's currently Russian-controlled land because of the war. The question is, should they keep it or not? That is what's being negotiated.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I'm arguing if they're invading more. I'm not arguing for keeping any land. I'm arguing for if they should continue to invade more land and what's keeping them from invading more land, which you won't answer.
Yeah, okay, again, the minerals deal, part of it is a security agreement. Number 2, we should actually have a warmer relationship with Russia, which would prevent Russian expansion
Because
throughout
they're
Ukraine.
pussies, yes.
Well, okay, again, it's easy for you to say that. Do you think it was wrong for us to work with Russia to defeat the Nazis?
No, because Russia, it wasn't as bro. Russia. We can. Whoa. Please don't think I'm stumbling. First of all, Germany is 1,000 times worse than Russia is right now. Like. I'm actually coming from a normal perspective on this. Like you're saying, it's reasonable to say that we're losing too many Ukrainians. Like, I understand that. That's why letting them have some land is almost understandable to me. But what's not understandable is that we have nothing to prevent them from taking more. I feel like you would agree with this. We need stronger, reasonable, like, lining to make sure they don't just break another deal. You know how many deals they broke already?
And
3.
we broke
They
a lot of
3
deals. You know, we broke a lot of deals too. We said NATO would not expand eastward. We said we would not involve our... No, we broke that deal. That was America.
Yeah, I know. That's
So
my point. We're fucking sucking right now.
No. Dude, you understand NATO expansion happened before Trump? Like, you got to calm down, man. Like,
No, this is too serious to be calm, man.
George W. Bush broke the NATO agreement. Biden broke the NATO... So, for example, we said
You
that
think I
NATO would...
condone that? No.
Okay, Biden broke the agreement we had with Russia that NATO would not expand eastward. Finland joined NATO under Joe Biden. So,
I'm
again,
not a Biden stan. I'm talking about America.
Okay, that's...
No, wait. What are you trying to say then? Tell me.
I'm disproving all of your points, and you're not
How
even
so?
internalizing
All right,
it, okay?
tell me one more time. I'm super listening.
Okay, again, man, like, you're a perfect example.
Are you gonna
and I'm going to say this
are you
as
gonna
lovingly
inform
as I
me?
can.
Inform me.
You're a perfect example of someone who thinks you know everything about a topic, and you know literally nothing
I
about a
literally
topic.
said I didn't know 3 things.
So thank you for your time.
Really? You're not going to inform me?
Thank you. We spent enough time on it. Thank you.
Scared at.
He should take a Hillsdale College online course. CharlieForHillsdale.com. Yeah.
But first of all, what he's saying, there's sense in what he's saying. You understand? And I understand him. Like, if Russia have broken through laws already and they're taking Ukraine land, what guarantee do we get that they won't do such again? Which is understandable. But that does not mean US is not doing everything possible. Number one, US broke their rule by saying NATO will not expand to the area of Ukraine. You understand? Close to Russia. That was a broken deal. And number 3, US and Russia, we all know that they're like enemies, but at the same time they're also friends. irrespective of how anybody take it. They are enemies, but at the same time, they're also friends. They both need each other. You understand? It's not a, I can't do without you, I can do with you. You understand? You guys need each other. Even if US don't like Russia, the same way Russia don't still like US. You understand? United States of America. But they both need each other to coexist. So Trump is putting in a lot. You understand? Trump has tried his best to constrict or make Russia bend. But Russia is a very big nation. And they are large in everything. They have nuclears, they are large in everything. And they're very clever people. And also, Russia also helped US during the fight with Germany. You get? So, irrespective of how you want to fight, you still have to be very careful. So you won't start Third World War. Do you understand? So even if Trump wants to fight or bring out some rules or some sanctions, you still have to be very careful. There's limits to what your power can get to. You have to be very, very careful. That does not mean US are not trying their best. They're trying their best. They're not the only country in the entire world, but US is really trying their best to help Ukraine. And the war have killed a lot of people. We have to put an end to it. And this is going to like 2 years now, this war have going on, if not more than 2 years. The war is something that is very, very serious. And we have to put an end to it. It's more than 2 years. I think so. Yeah, it's going to like 4 years or 3 years. I think so. I've actually forgotten the exact time we actually started, but I know it's been a while now. But we have to put an end to it. By putting an end to it, we have to let some certain things off. Do you understand? So US taking their hands off Ukraine was actually a beautiful thing to do. Because a lot of people have died. If they continue like that, the war won't end. Russia is ready to give their all. You understand? So we just need a settlement and a way to settle the entire conflict, but not in the way that guy is talking. That guy, his own statements is trying to like create war. He's trying to bring out Third World War. Because in this spark like this, more people are going to die. More people are really going to die. Russia is not a country you press down the head. They're bold. They're big. You understand? So Trump is trying his absolutely best. I've been seeing sanctions. I've been seeing words he's throwing around to piss off Russia. He's trying his best. He's trying his absolutely best. But at the same time, you have to tread carefully. You have to tread carefully. This is politics we're talking about. This is not just a normal ball game. It's politics. So if you're not careful, you might still want to need Russia help in the future. It's going to be really bad for US. So we have to tread carefully, even if at the same time we want sanctions. There's also international laws that guide the entire world, but at the same time, everybody have to tread carefully. I love Charlie's point of view. Charlie don't want to stress it. Charlie don't want to say too much that I think he knows about that the public ought not to know about. I think he's trying to be very careful right here. But at the same time, this was beautiful to watch. Comment down below what you think about this video. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video to as many as you can, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.